Hey guys, so I'm a complete novice welder and I'm going to show you how to weld this bit of metal to this bit of metal with pretty good success without having to work ridiculously hard or have ridiculously good skill. And you can learn this pretty quickly, like maybe in a day. It took me a week to work this out, so I'm going to save you a lot of time. This is 0.9mm thick steel, this is 2mm thick steel, but you can weld different thicknesses to each other with this method because it's simple, it's easy. This is a 6013 rod, very common, very cheap and easy to use. 1.6mm thick is the lowest thickness you can get. It's got a layer of flux on it that's pretty about a millimeter or something like that. What I do is I set the welder to 40 amp. I rest the rod on the flux, on the metal, and angle it and strike it like this with the clamp. You do it like this, right? And you get away. And what you're aiming to do is lay these little blobs. It's a different variation in how quickly you pull away, lays these different blobs. And you do it right on the edge where the metals meet. Try different angles, see what happens. As you can see, there's some welds that haven't quite worked. This one is just about holding. There's one there, there's one there, and there's one there. There's one there and there. So, right in the edge, in different kinds of, let's try in every different way. And just, give it a good clean in between. So that I've ground this down. Obviously, this would look more knobbly and wobbly. And what you want to do is do one area, wait some time, wait, I don't know, go away, have 10 breaths, come back, and then do another bit. Go away, do 10 breaths, come back, do another piece. Because what will happen if you do it quickly is if you weld here and then weld there, this last weld will split this first weld. And you'll just have these funny welds like this. You can see this one has been split by this one. So don't weld right next to the welds because the metal expands and contracts a lot. Make sure the edge is basically touching the other metal. If it isn't not the end of the world, but it isn't going to fuse as well and as easily, but you can do it. With a seat mount like this, you can put a bolt in and use a pry bar to push the edges all around. Once you've got it tacked in place. Another way of doing it is you can get the end hot and then just touch it. But what I find is laying it on the side is more accurate. On the side and then strike away. Strike away. Very quick little touches. And it deposits metal pretty quickly. That's basically it. This took me 4 hours because you have to wait for things to cool and you have to wait, clean things up, and sometimes you have to grind just to see, has it really joined? Is this actually welded? Because I ground on this and found that this is full of this slag that gets formed. And with these little welds, you don't really get a covering of slag. You can't really run beads with this sheet metal because what it will do is it will melt the edge. The edge will roll up into a ball back away from where you're welding, and you'll have a blob there and you'll have a blob there and nothing in between, and sometimes a load of slag. So just giving it tight little joins these edges, and then you can clean these up and then keep welding on top. and then you won't have this problem with these big balls of metal forming that you then have to grind off. It's much neater, and yeah, it works. It's really good. I hope this helps you, and give it a go. It isn't hard to learn to do this. It's just one motion that you have to learn, and it also lets you get into really tight spaces. A lot of people say, oh, you need a better welder, or you need to use gas welding. Actually, the stick welding is very convenient because you only have this narrow object to, and it's easy. You can put lots of clamps and lots of screws and whatever it is you need to make the piece fit perfectly. But make sure these edges are very close. If they're too far, they'll just roll away from each other. Thanks for watching, and I hope this helps you out.